Don't drink me, I'm like turpentine. Make you blind, burn your inside. If I don't know me.
Guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian. You must know this is going to be a scent safari video. For those of you who don't know, that's where I reach out to a house that I have some sort of interest in. Sometimes they reach out to me, I request samples, and I give you a first impression. I pick 4 fragrances out. If they give me more than 4, if they give me less, obviously I pick less. If they give me 4, it works out perfectly. But I pick 4 out that I think are interesting to me and will be interesting to you, and then give you a first impression by wearing them that day on my skin. Today we're looking at a house called Alkemia or Alkemia Perfumes, and this is a house that goes back to 2009, and Shara Lamoureux is the perfumer and the owner behind this brand. Now, I found them on Fragrantica and then had a look at their Etsy store, and the fragrances looked fantastic. The prices were so affordable that I had to reach out to Shara. She was nice enough to send me some samples, and so we'll go through 4 and see what we think. Before we go through them, let me give you a little bit of background info on this house. The idea behind the house was to find joy and delight in the smaller things in life, and there's a science behind the brand that combines decades of study in herbalism, ethnobotanical study, folklore, and alchemical perfumery. And so Alkemia creates phthalate and paraben-free perfumes that morph and shift with individual body chemistry to create actual alchemy on the skin. Shara started making sense after getting migraines from fragrances that she liked, and her friends liked her creations, and then friends of friends started to like her scent, and now she's got a nice little business going. I love that, and of course I'm going to link to them in the description so you can check these out. Now, as far as prices goes, almost all of these, I'm pretty sure, are $12 for 5 milliliters, so really good prices. The first one we're going to talk about is called Antares, Antares, and the description here is a perfumed ode to the night sky of the Sonoran Desert, and Antares, a mesmerizingly beautiful orange star, also known as the Eye of the Scorpion. Your notes on this one are Queen of the Night, dried wild roses, mandarin nicotiana, oak mosses, cactus, juniper, Acacia buds. I'm sure there's a better way to pronounce that. That fruit, Acacia. Bud, fir resin, clary sage, cedar needles, labdanum, gaiac wood, germander, and white patchouli, lightly bathed in dewy water musk. And man, I love this one. If you're looking for a much less expensive version of Nuit Étoilée by Ennec Goutal, which means Starry Night, wow, this one could definitely be that for you. I liked Nuit Étoilée, just so you guys know, because it was just this beautiful mix of pine, mint, and orange. And I don't know that I get mint in this one, but there's a lot of green along with the pine, and there's definitely a nice mandarin note in there, so that this one does smell like being. It smells like being under a starry sky. In the nighttime. It's just green, it's fresh, it's got some sweetness to it. It's really, really different. I really recommend checking this one out if you have any interest in that one. Even if you don't, it's just really, really good, and it's different than a lot of what's out there, and that's sort of why I liked the Ennec Goutal. But this one can certainly stand. It's very authentic and natural smelling. The next one is called Falling Stars at Summer Solstice, same price. The description here is a scent of a country summer evening settling into night, wheat fields, new grasses, tilted earth, and stone slowly cooling. This one, the notes are a little, I don't know what most of this stuff smells like. You've got St. John's wort, vervain, hawthorn, and rowan leaves. Now, to me, for whatever reason, it smells really, really wintry. I get like a berry, like berries covered with chocolate and vanilla and pine. There is a winter version of this scent, and to me that sounds like what this one could be, but I don't know what the botanicals smell like. I get a fruity sweetness for sure, a strong stone fruit almost, and an herbal greenness and some gourmand tones. It's like green gourmand and stone fruit. It's really good. I think it could work in any season. I don't know if you need to wear this one in summer. I think it could work in colder weather as well. The next one is called Yellow Book. And this one, the description is a listentious concoction of dry amber, blonde tobacco, northerly spiced aldehydes, the leather binding of erotic novels, dark chilies provocatively soaked in spiced rum, saffron, white coffee, yuzu, peppered benzoin, and drops of wild honey. This one's really nice. Definitely rum and coffee here. Tobacco. I wouldn't say this is a tobacco vanille clone. This to me is more like rum soaked spice cake and some dried tobacco in the background. The tobacco really comes through in the dry down. It's almost like raw blonde tobacco leaves as this one dries down, soaked in rum with a little bit of honey. It's really, really good. If you like sweet tobacco fragrances, this one's going to be up your alley. And then the last one we're going to be talking about is called Wild. And Wild is the same price, $12 for 5 ml. And this one is a salacious yet I can't read today. Aristocratically complex paradox of flowering basil, Irish linen, spilled absinthe, a rare high altitude lavender, precious Japanese incense woods, dried lilies, flying cognac, a small provocation of leather, sandalwood, oak moss, gaiac wood, ambergris, smoked vanilla bean, a risque hint of opium, a whiff of pipe tobacco, patchouli, clove, and musk. And the quote here is, "I hope you have not been leading a double life, pretending to be wicked and being good all the time. That would be hypocrisy." And that's from Oscar Wilde, The Importance of Being Earnest. Far and away my favorite of what Shara sent me. Oh man, this one is great. I love this one. But here's what's crazy about this one for me. I get so much leather, and the description says a small provocation. Man, I just get a ton of leather, some florals here, some incense. I don't really get much else. For me, this is a huge leather bomb. And I love it for that. I really do. As I said, my favorite of the four. There's there's probably some green notes out of this, but not like normal anise, like absinthe notes that I'm used to. I get none of that greenness. This is like green leaves for me. Like wearing a leather jacket with incense burning somewhere, and like being in just bathing in green leaves, if that makes sense. So good. Such a great leather scent. People who like leather scents, $12 for 5 ml. How could you not pick this one up? As far as performance on these, they're good. You know, I wouldn't say these are bombs. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I sometimes have problems applying fragrances that you don't spray out of a sprayer. I feel like I'm getting much better at that because I'm going through a lot. I feel like these last longer on the skin. These last for a really long time. I don't really feel like they beastly project. They're fine. A lot of people like softer scents that are really sort of there more for you, that people need to get close to you to smell, and I think sort of that's what these are. I think people will need to be closer to you to smell them, but I think they last for a really long time, and they give you a nice little scent bubble. There's no reason why there's so many fragrances in this library, and you can get a deal of 5 samples for $12. So there's no reason you shouldn't go to the Etsy shop and just pick 5 of these up if you're a fragrance lover. So I really enjoyed my time with these. I'm gonna link in the description to the Etsy shop. Anyone who's tried these, I'd love to know which of these you really like. I'll probably be picking up a couple of the 5 mls. Certainly Wild, and probably just get some other ones as well. But let me know if there's any you guys like and which ones you're most excited to try. And I'll see you later this week with more videos, more scent safaris coming real soon. Guys, you already know what it is. My name is Maximilian. I'm out. Peace.
Can't figure out what I'm supposed